on the channel. Okay, let's start. So some notes before getting into the technical thing. Today we'll try to review what we did yesterday, and if you want, we can do it together later. The first part, and but there's some notes because I received some emails with the request of clarifications. So about the movements, as I underlined clearly, the breathing movements that I show you are exaggerated. The purpose is to let you see as much as you can what should happen with your waist and with your waist when you breathe. It's obvious that if you once you master the technique, when you start having consciousness, a clear consciousness of the movements of the air and of the diaphragm, those movements get more and more internal. That's internal is an adjective that I don't like very much. When people usually uses it in a strange way to describe Kung Fu things. It seems that the internal are the soft movements and external are the tough movements. But we know that Chinese Kung Fu is about yin and yang, gong yao, and so it's not all a matter of internal and external, about going soft or going hard, but it's a matter of the constant flow of energy that goes from contraction smoothly, from contraction to relax and back. So and the more you master this breathing technique, the more you can actuate it without too much movements. But now, just for showing purpose, I keep exaggerate the movement, especially when I describe it. Then when we train the form together, I can try to do it in a standard way. So that's it. Breathing. Another thing about breathing, it's hard to describe so at large on a video, but what I'm trying to make clear is that there is never, ever internal pressure. This is the thing. It's the basic, is the essence of Tit Sin Kuen, that there never is any internal pressure. So both when you have the tough sounds, the closing sound like mm, or the I sounds like hey, or the middle sound like oh, there's never a shutdown of your throat like or hey. It's closed, the air stays in, and it's really bad. It's harmful. That's as I said, is the myth of the Tit Sin Kuen being harmful is if practiced not properly. So when you go in every sound, you never shut down your throat. And at the end of the sound, at the end of the movement, the internal contraction of the diaphragm and the twist and the movement of the waist goes on. Always is minimal, probably not easy to see from outside, but it goes on until all the air is gone. Your lungs are as empty as possible. So it's not but it keeps flowing, okay? And it's not hey, but it's hey, hey. Okay? So remember, when you practice your own style, my suggestion is when you practice every style, don't create pressure blocking the exit of the air. Let it go. Let it go. Your contraction, you do not need to make pressure, internal pressure for contracting, for making a contraction, you need to let the air flow and empty, because your energy doesn't come from blocking stuff. Your energy comes from a correct movement and use of the waist of the diaphragm. So all the power is there. If you block stuff here, because when you block the air, it doesn't go out and it stays here. That is the less efficient part of your body in terms of martial arts. So the upper part of the lungs is something that shouldn't be considered in our work, in our workout, martial workout. So this is the different sounds. There are different sounds that different sounds are a way to help the exit of the air in different ways. As I said the other day, it's like you have a certain amount of water, the same amount of water with different hoses, big one, middle one, and a small one. So in this case, your air, thus your energy, goes out, flows in different quantities, volume, pressure, etc. And the sounds are made just to emphasize that specificity of the air flow. So when the sound is dark and close, like there is a lot of air. There is a certain quantity of air that goes out. When is like the ha, is meant that there is a huge quantity. Is ha. When it's high and close, like he, there is much less air goes out. And so the energy flows in a different way. Okay, so this is important too. So the sound. I've been working on the sounds a lot for many years. I was concerned about the sound. I had this depressing complex of not being able to reproduce the sound, because I cannot speak Chinese and I'm not native Chinese and I don't have the sound. You know that the sounds are forged in our vocal system when we are born after birth, a few months after birth. So I thought I will never be able to make the sounds as the Chinese do. But after years and years of training and talking with the si-hings and talking with Sifu at the beginning, I realized and elaborating all those thoughts, I decided, and I came to a conclusion that the sounds, the pronunciation of the sounds is not so important. What's important is the flow of the air, and so the sounds, my sounds, are decent compared to a Chinese. But the important thing is that the flow of the air is correct, more than sounding Chinese or European as I do. Okay, that's it. There is another thing. It's stances. So stances stances in martial arts is enormous. It's an enormous topic, and I presume you all are following this videos, this broadcast, are familiar with the stances, and know what we are talking about. Somebody wrote me that there are videos of very famous and respected masters that show Yijing Kim Yeon Ma, to say them from now on, as I'll use the European style, so the Tit Sin style stance, basic Tit Sin style stance, that has the knees pointed inward. In my opinion, and is an opinion that also comes from studying deeply the shots, the movements of Master Chan Hon Chung and the few shots that are available, this pushing the knees inward is not efficient. So I don't never use the word wrong. In my opinion, it's less efficient and can be harmful for the knee junction and for the ankle junctions. So I stick to what Master Chan Hon Chung taught me. The Yeji Kim Young Ma is just a si-hing Ma, but shorter. So this is the idea: is you need a correct execution of the si-hing Ma if you want, of those the basic horse stance, as people usually call it, to execute a proper Tit Sin Kuen stance. So let's see it. No, I can check. The standard way of executing the si-hing Ma is not much different from si-hing. It's just wider. So the movement of the feet is exaggerated, and you go down. And this is the standard. The basic thing is a position that is just for training purpose. This position has absolutely nothing to do with the fighting efficiency, from martial activity, because you're stuck. Your leg muscles are loaded just to sustain your body, so you are not ready to any movement. Okay, you have to train a lot, but martial arts are supposed to be for young people, old people, thin people fighting with bigger guys. So we cannot keep it as a basic fighting position. That's why Tit Sin Kuen is the way of understanding this. So let's go back to this, and we start working on our si-hing Ma, and we make it more efficient. So it's shorter. We are less. The legs are less bent, and the Tit Sin Ma is much more efficient. We'll cover it in the next days, but always remember that from si-hing Ma, everything, the movement starts always from your waist. So remember, not the leg, the waist. Let's pretend that we are acting this way with somebody that's attacking us. We fight, we punch him, and we finish him down, and we have an attack coming from this side. So this si-hing Ma is not correct. Work in this direction, because there is a law that you can never forget that says that when you are fighting, your feet must lie on the two sides of the fighting lines, of the attack line. So if my attack line is this, my right foot should be on the right of the line, my left foot on the left. Even in si-hing Ma, okay? So what we do, the change of the stance that we use, I explain this because we'll need it for the Tit Sin later. The change of the stance starts from the waist, and that's it. The one. It starts from the leg. I am crossed. My balance is not good. My weight is not good. So remember, it starts from here. And there's the line. Okay? Last thing, movement. What you do when you walk? It's the same when you practice the martial arts. When you walk, you don't start from the legs. You start from the waist. Okay? It's not like this. I exaggerate. Yeah, like this. Okay? Much easier, much more efficient. So, everything starts from here. The same with si-hing Ma. Oh, there. Okay? We'll need it later from the Tit Sin. Let me see if there are more. No? More requests? Oh yeah, the weight. Last thing, the weight. A friend sent me an email saying that there is the old story of the grip of the feet on the floor. So actually, the idea there's a lot of places where people say that the feet that grip the floor, to say. In my opinion, and also according to what I learned there, you don't grip anything. First of all, because you have the shoes. So I love and I respect people training barefoot, but I think that martial arts is about fighting, and in 2020, fighting, the real fighting, so self-defense and stuff, happen in the streets. So usually we have shoes on. So you cannot grip anything with your shoes on. But you can work on the weight. As I said, the weight of your body, so your central balance will drop at the line that's enough forward enough to have the weight mostly on the front of your feet, and the heel touch slightly the ground, but there is just a minimum amount of load, or in certain cases, nothing at all. So what I want to say, and this is also very useful for what we did before. So if I have the weight on the heel, I have a lot of troubles because I'm stuck. If it's on the forefoot, the weight, everything is easy, okay? And also is easy if I need to go forward like this, okay? Because everything starts from here, and the feet must just work as springs to there must be low condition, so ready to produce energy and to push. If I start my movement from the feet, and worstly, if my feet are stuck, the heel of my feet is stuck on the ground, I'm stuck. I can do nothing. I mean, I cannot create anything. Okay. So remember, weight is in front, efficient, ready, and elastic, and the waist starts moving, and I'm there. Okay. Good. So let's go on with our Tit Sin Kuen. I didn't train this morning because I was reading all the coronavirus stuff, and the time passed and I didn't have time. So I'll try to do this part a couple of times. First one front-wise, and the second on the side. So if you feel welcome to do it with me if you like it, or just to watch and do it later. But I'll try to do it at a quite normal speed without too much energy, because it can, the more energy, in spite of the fact that I trained it more than 10,000 times, the more energy you put in, the less perfect are the movements. And I want to show decent stuff to you so you can, I don't want to introduce any subtle mistakes, okay? So we start, as I said. One thing before starting, since I didn't train this morning, use the good way is the old exercise of Master Chan Hon Chung, the only one that he showed me, and it's like this, and it helps you to do something. So this. You see, the line, there's always an attack line in the middle of my feet. And when I turn, I keep the line correct. Okay, you can use it. 100 turns per part, then, or 50 turns, then change, and then change. A few times, it's a very good way of warming up. Hey. Oh. Hey. Wow. Oh. Hey. Cha. Okay. This is so the third part, because there is salute, there is a part after the salute, and this. Okay, so as you noticed, I try to point at the air coming out in a couple of situations, because I think it's very important to understand that the doesn't block the air. And also remember that even when you go down, you don't break your spine. It's all a matter of keeping in line so there's never the head that falls forward. You don't break your spine. It's all a matter of staying always in a straight position. It's all a matter of the balance and the angle of the legs and the angle of the waist with the legs. So there's nothing that closes down, never in Tit Sin Kuen. I see a lot of people when you see the next part, people do things like that, or it's no. You're always also when you close your body, there is always the weight correctly positioned with the center of gravity that falls about 30 to 40% front, and there is always a straight line, the neck and the spine. So everything happens in the waist. Okay. So I'll do it again. This side. I don't want to hit. I don't want to hit my library. So okay. Now, wait. Messaggio, salutation. Thank you for teaching such a precious day. Okay, you're welcome. So, again, from the beginning, remember, bend your knees a little. Put yourself in a straight position. Start breathing. I exaggerate the movements. Inside, outside, in, out, in, out. Now do it properly without exaggerating, okay? In, out. It's more of a buttocks thing rather than moving. But there is still this movement of the waist, but it's not so exaggerated. Out, in, out, in. Let's go. Hey. Put in a good condition your waist, okay? You can get into the stance, okay? Just move it. It's nothing wrong. One thing, this. Try to keep your elbows in line, your arms in line behind your shoulder. This is a wonderful movement that helps you to keep your spine straight and to understand how to block the upper part, to use only the lower part of the lungs and the diaphragm movements to use the breathing. So this is wonderful. You can practice it by itself. It's a wonderful exercise. Okay, let's go on. Oh. Hey. Wow. Oh. Hey. And that's it. So, one thing, remember, a light over breathing after doing the Tit Sin is okay, especially at my age. I mean, I will be 67 in a short while, so can need an extra air, but when you practice Tit Sin Kuen, you are never supposed to get your face red, to have an over breathing, the necessity of speeding up your breathing pace. Okay. Tit Sin Kuen has enough air. Also, if you play it with your maximum energy. So, I think you have enough stuff to use for today. As usual, one thing I wanted to give you, if I find it, wait one moment. There is an article that I wrote time ago about the stances. And you can find it from my website, onemoreblog.org, but just for your convenience, I pasted here. Okay, you can find this article that explains there are little schemes. They are not. I made them with Photoshop, so they are not wonderful. But there are the common errors and some basic information about the stances. So you can browse them, and there the Yee Keung Ma is not covered because, as I said, is something that goes is very close to the si-hing Ma as an idea. But there's if you look at Master Chan Hon Chung, Chan Hon Chung shots, you see you find it very clearly. And so I think that it's more than late. And so thank you for joining this group, and I hope to see you tomorrow for the next video. And for any question or stuff, don't hesitate to contact me on my Facebook page, or just send me an email. At my email is very easy. It's like my name dot surname, so alberto.biraghi@gmail.org. So it's .com. Sorry. So it's very easy. So thank you for joining me, and stay at home, stay safe, stay at home. Please, let's fight this horrible virus with all our positive Kung Fu energy. Okay, ciao.